Back in the hospital, Kenny Lyon, the mechanic from Maryland, had moved into the operating room. 5 surgeons worked from head to toe. They pumped in blood, 10 units, 20 units, 30 units and more. They couldn't stop the bleeding in his left leg. Paulette Shank, the nurse we met earlier, watched the amputation.
It's ugly. This is the ugly side of war. But at least if they can control the bleeding now, at least has a better chance of survival.
A better chance, but Lyon ran through all the blood they had. A call went out for donors.
I'll get you more.
Shank was first in line.
Our job is to resuscitate, to allow the surgeons time to stop the bleeding. And you try. It's so hard. And sometimes you're not successful. And it hurts. You feel like you let the soldier down. You know, the wicked death spiral won on that event. And you fought so hard. You fight so hard against him winning. Yeah. And sometimes he wins.
Maybe it was Shank's blood that made a difference, but more blood bought more time. Lyon's surgery would go on for hours. That same night, Brad Folks, the burned Marine from West Virginia, was loaded onto a C-17 cargo plane, rigged for intensive care, and bound from Iraq to Germany. He's improving?
Yeah, actually, from the time we picked him up at the Combat Support Hospital, slowly along the way, he's been continuously improving.
Some patients, sedated, will never know they were on the flight. Others can't seem to leave their memories behind. The setup on these planes is a big innovation. Doctors have even performed surgery on board. In Vietnam, it took about 40 days for the wounded to get to the States. Now, it's as little as 3 days. Back in the hospital, we found that nearly half of the patients aren't Americans at all. Many are Iraqi civilians, like this boy named Anas, who was wounded in a bombing, and this teenage girl who came in with a head wound. They took her to the CT scanner and found shrapnel had cut across her brain. There was nothing they could do for her but offer a last touch before dying. We found Anas a few days later, doing much better, under the care of Dr. Adnan Rabi, an American who grew up in Iraq.
It is very sad, actually, to see all of these casualties of war, innocent people, but that's a heavy price. This country paying for peace and democracy, I think.
Worth it?
I think so.
Really?
Not for in this generation, maybe for the next generation.
For the next generation. Maybe his generation.
I hope so.
We caught up with Brad Folks, the burned Marine from West Virginia, as he made it to Germany. Days later, he was well enough to fly on to the Army Burn Center in Texas, where he was reunited with his family. Dr. Dorlack says that by that point, his care involved a dozen aircraft and maybe 1,000 Air Force personnel. No one would want to, care to, put a price tag on this, but just to get a sense of the scope, it probably isn't unreasonable to believe that $1 million was spent on this young man to save his life.
I'd say that's probably a good conservative number.
Still, all of the effort wasn't enough. 18 days after he was wounded, Brad Folks, like many burn patients, lost his life to an infection, leaving behind his parents and 2 sisters. For Kenny Lyon, it's a different story. He got through his surgery. In 5 days, he was back in the States. It's been hard and he's been lucky, but this is Kenny at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. He's working with an artificial leg. He has nerve damage in both arms. Part of his tongue is gone, and a wire is holding his jaw together.
How much do you think you're going to get back?
I'm going to get everything back. And that's my goal right now. I'm going to fight to retain everything I had before.
Give me a sense of how it feels to be in your skin right now.
I'm just happy. I love coming here every day and doing my therapy and pushing myself. And every day I get stronger and better and faster, and I can use my hands more, and I'm having fun.
You're having fun?
Yeah, why not? What else am I going to do? Might as well make the best of my situation. I mean, I'm better, I'm alive. It's all downhill from here. It's all gravy.
Kenny Lyon joins nearly 9,000 Americans who've survived severe wounds in Iraq. The military says it's the best survival rate in history. But Paulette Schenk told us it's not the survivors she remembers so much as the patients she's lost, like a sergeant who died a few months ago, one of those who never quite leaves her.
I still talk to him up there and say, I need your strength with me today. Sergeant so-and-so, I really need your strength with me. And I'll say his name.
You remember the names?
Yeah.
I hear a helicopter.
And I'll think of my sergeant.